The Shopify stores I'm about to show you collectively generate over $25 million per month. And we're going to break each one of them down into their foundations. And we're going to look at some of the ads that they're running to get a good idea of how they're growing to these levels. But overall, this will just give you an insane amount of ideas from multiple different industries of businesses on Shopify that are absolutely killing it. Some of these even using drop shipping as a fulfillment method to actually ship out all these orders. We're going to get so many ideas from these brands and we're going to learn a lot from them. So without further ado, without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. But make sure you like this video and leave a comment and subscribe. Helps the algorithm in ways we'll never truly know about. So here's some of the stores. We'll get started with the smallest one, which is actually this. It's basically a diagnostic tool and for cars, basically. So this is for people that work on cars, maybe for repair shops, car repair shops, mechanics, etc. And I mean, this is a complicated product. I don't think this is one that, you're probably going to start selling anytime soon, but it's definitely an interesting store, right? This store actually does $800K per month, and they are running a significant amount of meta ads, but it's really nothing that special. As you see, it's just talking about the diagnostic tool. They have some videos that are really good with their target demographic. It's an older gentleman, not too old, maybe mid-life, I guess. And yeah, pretty cool product. I mean, let's see how it works a little bit better here. So tired of dealing with OBD2, blah, blah, blah. Get this and get all the functions that you need. Free updates, great customer service, etc. So actually, this is a pretty good ad, all things considered, because they know exactly who they're targeting. And it's quick pace, tells you everything you really need to know. So that's the first store. Pretty interesting one. And by the way, we're only talking about Shopify sales. This doesn't include the numbers that they're doing on Amazon. On Amazon, they're likely doing another $1 million a month. So absolutely killer brand. They got the Amazon and Shopify on lock, got meta ads rolling. Really not much more to say about this. Now, the next brand is an apparel brand, and they're at $1.6 million a month. So very interesting stuff. Let's get right into it. This one is called American Legend Rider, and their target demographic, the people they're going after, is motorcycle enthusiasts. So they basically just sell motorcycle merch for rough riders, these very tough looking motorcyclists. And it's just an aesthetic. I mean, it's kind of cool. I actually think it's pretty dope. And, they got leather jackets. They sell all sorts of products within this category, though. That's kind of the caveat, is they're really niching down to a particular category. But with that said, I mean, they're still doing $1.2 or $1.6 million a month on their Shopify store. Granted, their average order value is pretty high, so they need less orders in order to do that, as opposed to a brand that's selling $20 products. Still, that's super impressive, especially in a category that you would think is maybe too small to even target. A lot of people think that, you need to go extremely broad when you create your business. And of course, if you want to create like $1 billion company, sure, yes, you do need to go broad. But not everybody wants $1 billion company. Some people just want a really solid $100K a month store to pay their bills and, give them a good life, which is more or less the goal of the Akemi Lab, by the way. The Akemi Lab is basically our e-com community. And the idea was that a lot of people are not in a position really to work with my company Akemi for us managing their ads and scaling them up. But this way we can kind of give advice, provide guides, and just provide a whole network where we can help people reach a point in which they would be able to work with our agency. So you can check that out. Just a real quick plug there. I thought it was a good idea to kind of explain Akemi Lab a little bit and the purpose of it. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that gets you excited to join. It's really amazing. But ultimately, this is a really cool brand and very unique, right? Like, there's not a lot of brands like this because people are not thinking to start in these very niche communities, but nevertheless, that can prove to be extremely powerful. And here is an incredible example of that. Now, their site, even though it's simple, it's actually really optimized for conversions. I mean, they have this tagline here at the top, above the fold, above the add to cart button. They got a lot of amazing reviews. They got a phone number that you can call, so really accessible customer service, really everything that you could ask in a landing page when you're about to buy something. Frequently asked questions, other products that you could pair with it, and then some looks reviews. Looks reviews is probably one of the best review apps on Shopify. You can also check that out in the description. It's one of the tools that we use and one of the tools that we link people to in the Academy Lab as well. But yeah, American Legend Rider, super cool brand, very unique and absolutely crushing it. 1.6 million a month is insane. So set for set is the last one. This is what's cool. I'm not going to show you that one yet because, like I said, it's the last one and it's the biggest one. And it was the most shocking to me. Oh my God, it's so bright in here. I got to keep changing the light on my camera. But it's a beautiful day. But yeah, we'll save the biggest for last because to me, it's the most shocking, at least in terms of how much revenue they're actually pulling in. I was amazed. Now, this one is not as big, obviously, as the apparel brand that I just showed you. American Legend Rider. It's not as big as American Legend Rider because it's even more niche, right? I mean, it's snow gear. So this is gear that you can only wear in the winter, which is why it's starting to pop off right now. But this is another thing that's interesting. I'm pretty sure this store drop ships a lot of their products. So we can take a look at these snow pants. These look actually pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. They still have Chinese writing on there. So I think that kind of answers our question. These are certainly being drop shipped. And this is just one of those sites that just looks so old. It looks like out of, the 2000s after the .com bubble, basically, or just one of the early e-commerce websites, basically. But here is a niche that is just ripe for innovation. I mean, there are already some really cool snow gear brands, but really, if this works, then really anything works. If you can find some pants that look really cool, just like these actually do look really cool. For this price, that's a reasonable price for snow gear. If you can just brand it even a little bit better, I mean, you have good potential for a nice business there. And, they sell a lot of different products. Like I said, they are probably drop shipping all of these. Nevertheless, they're still doing really good volume. And it's probably a lot of SEO at this point too. Their site traffic isn't that as big as you would expect. Similar websites, 44K. But on store leads, they said about 800K a month to $1 million a month or so. And I believe it because the average order value is pretty high, right? You're going to get pretty expensive average order values when people shop at a store like this. Now, this is the least appealing option to me personally, just because even though it is a really cool niche, I don't like things that are seasonal. I've tried seasonal things before. We've ran Christmas lights in the past, for example. That was one of my winning products way back in the day. And it works really well in the right season, but when you're not in the right season, it kind of sucks. And obviously you can do multiple businesses. I have multiple businesses, but still it's just not as appealing to me. But maybe it is to you. Maybe you love the snow and maybe you have a bunch of really good ideas for a brand like this. And again, this should give you confidence. The fact that this one right here is working so well should give you confidence that yours can work well too. Now, the next one is this car brand called Subaru Mods. Now, I saw this one in this form. So let me see. Subaru Mods. And they're estimated to be doing $830,000 a month. I personally think it's higher than that because their traffic is in the 300,000 a month range. And their average order value is absolutely massive because, they're selling car parts. They're selling Subaru parts. And this is, again, a very niche down opportunity. This is just Subaru owners. But when you start targeting these passionate communities, you start realizing that these people are worth more than just another mass audience sometimes. Like one customer is more likely to spend more money. And, if this is something you're passionate about, then it may be very easy to grow a business in that space. That's why I do believe in niching down. I do believe niches are strong. I don't think the riches are in the niches quote is necessarily true because if you're going truly after like massive wealth, you want to go with something broad. But again, it's all relative, right? Like if your store's making $1 million a month, sure, maybe that's your maximum capacity, but that's a lot of money. Though I will say the margins are probably slim. But this is a super cool store. I mean, I imagine if you were very much a Subaru hobbyist, you loved Subarus, you would love to run a brand like this. And it's very well done. I mean, it's simple. I know this theme. This is one of my favorite themes. It's the Empire theme. It's the same theme that Muji uses. Muji is a Japanese brand that I love. I'm very much influenced by Japanese stuff. But yeah, very well done. Super awesome store. Definitely recommend you check it out. And I'm guessing they are drop shipping a lot of these products. So don't be afraid to, oh, actually, maybe, probably not for the bigger ones. But the way that I found this store is through store leads. And I refined my search on here a lot. This is a pretty expensive tool. So personally, I wouldn't recommend it. Just keep following my channel. Because I'll just keep bringing these to your attention, or join the Academy Lab, and we post basically, data from like 10 different softwares. But I refined my search to show me stores that use a specific review app that most dropshipping stores use. And I did that on purpose because I want more dropshipping stores to show. I know a lot of you guys use dropshipping to bootstrap your business, and I think that's a great idea. So I want to continue to enable you basically to build your business in the best way possible. Of course, the best way of all is just to own your inventory and provide like the fastest shipping imaginable and the best customer experience of all time. But you got to start somewhere, man. You really got to start somewhere. So now let's move on to the last store that I wanted to show you, because this one is insane to me. The store is called Set for Set, and they're basically a gym brand, a workout brand, I would say. But they're a bit different. They're unlike Gymshark, but they're not unlike Gymshark in terms of how much money they make, because honestly, this brand is, I mean, I'm guessing they're at a similar valuation as Gymshark, or at least getting close. And what they do, though, is they sell programs and then basically everything else you can imagine. They sell all sorts of supplements. They recommend a bunch of different weight training things, like all the machines that you could possibly want. And it's a mix of affiliate marketing and blogging and e-commerce and lead generation and info products. So it's kind of like, honestly, such an overpowered business right here. And let me just show you how much they're making, okay? They're doing 3.1 million monthly visitors. This site that honestly is pretty unimpressive if you ask me. It's extremely simple, borderline ugly, and they're getting 3 million plus monthly visitors, and they're doing about $19 million a month in revenue a month, okay? So that's a $200 million per year business. And granted, we don't know exactly how much money they produce. This is all an estimate, but it's a good benchmark. And it's probably mostly due to their workout programs, is my guess, which are extremely profitable. So for $30, you can get a whole workout program. This is just a great digital product brand example. And I think not enough people sell digital products on their store. Even though Shopify makes it extremely easy, they have an app called Shopify Downloads. And you can basically add an ebook. You can add any sort of digital download that you want to any product that you already sell. Or, of course, you could create your own digital product and run that. But I definitely think that's something people are neglecting. They are very stuck in the, physical product realm. And while I obviously love physical products, I think they are not mutually exclusive things. And I think the more you can combine business models, the more your business becomes a beast, right? Like a force to be reckoned with. And this store to me is the perfect example, because it's not that great, but they're competing with brands like Gymshark, or not really competing, but I'm saying they're at least at that level, right? Even though, to me, this looks like some amateur work in terms of design and stuff, but these guys know a lot more than we do about business, clearly, because they've been able to achieve some crazy numbers. But that's also over time. So I think, honestly, I kind of build in the same way. I don't really like for things to be perfect. I mean, of course, I would love for things to be perfect, but I know that that's detrimental to progress. So I tend to build in the same way, which to me, that's why this is encouraging. When I see brands like this, I'm like, hell yes, I can reach that level, because if this store can make 3 million a month, my store can make 3 million a month. That's really about it. That's a good way to leave this off. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, like, comment. Check out the links in the description, and get out of here. See you later. Peace.